What is up, everybody? Thursday night. That's all I got to say. Let's get it going. What is up? We don't even have to say it. You know what I mean? It's like
That time.
we know what we're
It's
here
that
for.
time. Get in the chat. Say hi. Tell us what you want to talk about. Tell us what you want us to talk about. We're kind of
Yeah.
shooting from the hip. It was kind of a somber week in
It's like
wrestling.
it's the Mania weekend hangover week.
Post Mania week is definitely a hangover that keeps going.
What's up,
Um,
JoJo?
got some interesting conversations. We're gonna talk death match. We're gonna talk about GCW potentially hurting the indie scene. At some point, Angel will probably get in here and rant about Evil. We don't even know
Yeah,
where he is.
he's
Uh,
being bougie somewhere.
man, I'm kind of excited to have some conversations this week.
Yeah, man. I see we got the usual suspects in the chat. We got Matt and JoJo. Looks like someone tagged me.
Cancel the
Cancel
rest
the
of your
rest of your
show
shows
and
and
go
come
get
get
these
these two
two. You
Megadeth
don't
tickets.
even know who you are. You just say
I think
Facebook.
that's Anthony, my man, Mr. Wrestling. He's also a DJ Mr. Wrestling
Oh,
for
okay.
92.7 Corpus Christi rock station.
Gotcha. Click the button when you got the thing. Let us know who you are.
Yeah, he usually does though. I guess he's in a rush. He's
That
probably
could be
over
like
there.
a rape feature. Like somebody could be like, "Hey, free Megadeth," and then you're like, "No,
Get in the van, little boy.
the van Megadeth."
We don't. Windows are for suckers. Yeah.
Why does your van smell like ether? It smells funny in here. Megadeth, right? Why not? Fuck it. Anyway.
Oh, there it is. That's the comment right there.
Oh man, boom, boom, boom.
Good
Angels
job,
are
Magic.
secretly watching and enjoying Evil matches. Interesting fact: when the pandemic was going and New Japan, people still do it now, but when people were originally big doing the what was it called, sponsoring talent,
Yeah,
Angel sponsored Evil in New Japan. Little known fact: Angel sponsored Evil. Evil did not give him a proper shout out, and that's why Angel doesn't like him.
that says a lot. That says it all. Okay.
Angel
What up?
can come in here and dispute that whenever he wants.
What up, guys? Still a Facebook user. What up? Got to click that link so we know who you are.
Excited to see you.
Yeah, we like to shout out the names. Yeah, so we like I said, it was a little quiet week, but there's still things to talk about. We can kind of just start with let's talk about that GCW typical. Like we kind of do. It's turning into like a weekly segment of rants about GCW and their stupid shit they're doing.
All right, man.
AKA also known as Brett's an idiot. But
For those of y'all who follow the pit, y'all know that we in the pit, we're kind of more fans of GCW's older product. And it has a lot more to do with how GCW is kind of approaching the game today, really more than the product. I'm actually not a believer that GCW's product is currently garbage. I think a lot of people say that because they want more death matches. I think their death matches are a little bit light, but I also think it's understandable. There's a lot of different people tuning in. Yeah. I see that it's different. I see them growing. I think you're allowed to grow and evolve. So here's my beef with this, all right? GCW is poaching talent off of the scene, right? So straight out of the gate, like we have two people announced for the indies, but then they have to drop their dates to go to GCW. Yeah. And you also have Brett the other day when Bandito no showed him. Brett went on Twitter and tweeted $900
round
gone,
trip
like that.
Gone. Yeah.
Deuced. Yeah. So the question I start asking myself is Brett doing, like, is Brett reached this level where he just feels like, fuck it, fuck the rest of the world? Like, I know, like, those talents.
I think so. I really think so.
I know that canceling those indie dates is really on the talent, and I think that that's understandable. But the thing too is, like, the reason that these two are canceling for the Wrestle Rave show are for TOS qualifiers, and I don't think that either of these two should even have to qualify to be in a TOS. So I think it's kind of stupid to have them hurting their potential bookings for the future to come to your GCW dates for something that's really not actually a qualifier. Like, I think that
are needed.
That's kind of weird, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing though too. Like, I mean, being on the promoter side of this, I'll put that hat on right now. Like when you book talent and certain names, like, like, all right, I got you for this date, but I understand if these people reach out for you, which bigger names, better opportunity to make your name raise up. You know what I mean? To elevate your brand, because when you're unsigned, that's what it's all about, right? But the talent that you're talking about, this doesn't do that for them at all.
Yeah,
So other than they just not going to a new promotion now. So
I think my bigger piece of it is the qualifier. I think the aspect of making it a qualifier puts a levity to this match that's not required. These qualifiers make it seem like these talent have to be there, when in the reality of it is you're planning a tournament that is less than a month and a half away. You already have your talent secured. You know who you're putting in this tournament. You know who you're running. Yeah. You're using TOS to force people to choose between the tournament and their current bookings that they've had for a while. That's where my bone is with it. Yeah. If a talent cancels to choose GCW over an indie promotion, like, I get it and I don't get it. Like, there's a fan side of me and a business side of me, but Sawyer Wreck is going into TOS. It's got to fucking happen. It doesn't make any sense that Slade would go in over Sawyer Wreck. Yeah. And you do have an interesting matchup in John Wayne Murdoch versus Cole Radrick, but even that one's for like a title defense. I don't even think that one's a qualifier for TOS. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to defend my title on this date that you're already booked in Texas, and you have to cancel that title or your tournament entry at this place to come over here and be a tournament entry match. Like, I think it's bullshit. Like, Sawyer could have had a good booking in Texas, and she's gonna have a great booking at GCW. This isn't about that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's not about Sawyer Wreck at all. Like, it to me, I think it's just about the fact that, like, what's GCW gonna do really do with Sawyer after this is over? Like, GCW is so anti-death match.
Exactly. That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, if it's not to help elevate you in any way, why try to burn a bridge?
Really, continue to spread that grasp. Continue to spread her wings. But now you have these two workers canceling these dates because you have this contractual obligation. Because that's my guess. My guess is Sawyer Wreck is going to TOS, which great for her. She fucking deserves it. Like, I want that shit for her so bad.
Can you imagine if she does? Like, if it's not even for that?
I just don't see that. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm with you. But I'm just saying.
I feel there are a lot of guys they could have brought in, and I would have really question marked this. But I don't see Slade as a thing, and it's not worth it to me. Like, I think Sawyer Wreck has actually already been in GCW, and she's been with No Peace, worked with them. She's done work in Mission Pro. She just worked GCW Planet Death. I think she's going to TOS. That's why it makes sense that she pulls out of the booking that she has here. It makes total sense. But why the qualifier match for something you already know you're going to let somebody in?
Yeah.
Thank you. Think if GCW had done this to GCW 3 years ago. It's a really good point. And to their credit, GCW kind of did poach talent from CZW in a way. DJ Hyde is just a fucking moron and couldn't also, like, create new talent and run his business shitty. Like, that's a whole story for and of itself. That's a really good conversation. Like, GCW and CZW kind of butting heads and separating, because GCW actually took a lot of that talent from CZW. Yeah. And DJ Hyde blows dick. Thank you. Where the fuck are you? What the fuck?
It's like nobody's here, but they're here. All right.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a different subject for a different day. My thing is, like, GCW is not doing a ton of death matches, and TOS is a big fucking deal, and I get it. And I'm not hating on the talent for going. But why the qualifier match? Why force someone to have a second appearance that they're already booked somewhere else? They could be getting booked somewhere else, working somewhere else, to have a qualifier match on a random show.
Let's get another person's thought. We got someone joining us. Puro Bro Numero Tres Angel. Is
Big Evil's main.
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah,
Big Evil's main sponsor.
Ranting about GCW.
Oh yeah, I love to rant about GCW. What I kind of was hearing a little bit in the background how they just poaching everyone now, since no one wants to work for them.
Well, two from the show here in Texas, yeah.
Sawyer Wreck and John Wayne Murdoch were booked here for the 30th, and both of them were pulled out for what I'm deeming as like almost like an obligation scenario. John Wayne Murdoch is the champion. They want him to defend that title. They want him to do all that stuff. So he pulls out to face Cole Radrick. But then also Sawyer Wreck pulls out for a TOS qualifier match. First of all, I think she's going in. She deserves it. But second, why the qualifier match? Like, Sawyer was booked at this other place, and it's almost like, do you think GCW kind of does that to poach the talent away? Like, what if Sawyer did try to tell Brett, "Hey, I'm booked." Not that I'm here starting rumors or anything, but there are way other examples than Sawyer Wreck of GCW.
This happens all the time.
Yeah,
It
no, it
happens
happens all the time.
All the time.
Like you know me, I'm in the fuck GCW bandwagon. I've been on it, for a while. Thanks to you, Brad, you asshole. But you know what? I think there's just some things that it just I don't want to say it's like poaching. I just want to say, hey, I'm interested in you. Do you have anything going on? Sure. And then becomes discussion between the wrestler and the promotion.
Oh,
Wait.
so that was Biss. Okay, that makes sense.
There you go. Okay.
That other comment seemed like something Biss would have said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
for sure. So that's like I get it on GCW's part, especially if they're hurting for people. I mean, sort of like we've been talking about it. Well, Brad, you've been talking about it for at least a year, at least, right? So it makes sense. I mean, and on her part, that's sure. It's just it sucks that for in a situation like this where I know I was looking forward to seeing her because I love seeing her. So it's just bad timing, honestly. I mean,
GCW has a grapple on the indies right now. It's very much what WWE did to the UK scene a while back.
Yeah.
Very much like, I mean, that's just my take on it. And I know it's not bad for the
talent. It's a fact, though. It's a fact.
It just is what it is. Like, GCW's become this place. There's an immediate divide in the fan base. There's people saying, do this, do that.
Yeah.
You have AEW stars holding their belts and shit. Like, it's crazy where that company's kind of going. It's really all over the place.
Yeah, no, it's especially weird because like when I see the do not touch the back of the PlayStation. Oh Lord, hold on. Anyways, my son is messing with my setup here. But the thing is about GCW, especially when I talk to a lot of or I see a lot of GCW fans talk, they still treat it like a deathmatch promotion. They still treat it like it's a premiere. Yeah, it's just to me, but it's in the back of the thing over there. So to me, it's like they're not the best at really anything. Like I don't think they have the best death matches. I don't think they have the best indie matches. They're like somewhere in the middle. And
so here's a really good argument to add to what you're saying. I think that you may have seen this the other day. We were online, and I just made one call out. I was like, I'm really just over the Alex Colon being a top guy thing. I'm over the Alex Colon top guy gimmick. And immediately some fan fired back at me. It was just like, wait, your take is so bad and blah, blah, blah. What do you blah, blah. And I said 3 separate things to this guy that were all fact. I was like, he's been to ICW, only wrestled there once, left, doesn't come back anymore. He doesn't use gussets, and he doesn't fucking win outside of GCW either. And this guy's like, oh, he doesn't use gussets. Cool. I guess it's good to know. And I'm like, you asked a question, and this is my thing. If you're going to come at me and say, who's the better puncher, you can't be mad if it's not me. You may want it to be all day long, but if I'm not the better puncher, I'm not the better puncher. And if I bust out kicks, you know damn well I'm not the best puncher. And that's kind of how I feel about Alex Colon. I feel like Alex Colon does the bare ass minimum in a death match. It's glass, it's tubes, and that's about it. I thought he was one of the worst TOS or NGI entrants last year when we went up and saw it live, and he fucking won.
I know, I remember that. Part of me was kind of laughing because you see how much you rant about Cologne, but
everything I've said is coming true.
That's what I was gonna say, though.
Yeah, no, no, you're right. No, you're 100% right.
Fucking nails it every time.
It's just like it's weird. Like you don't see this level of action in other promotions. It's almost impossible. Well, you see it in WWE, which is why we keep saying they're GCW's fan base is very hypnotized by Brett Lauderdale, and there's just a lot.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it really is, and like what they don't get is like they're all on this inner side. Like first and foremost, Brett tells his news to his Patreon subscribers. Get the fuck out of here. You're going to be a promoter who charges fucking $20 for any show anybody can watch, and you're going to make us subscribe to hear your version of the story. And then there was a big conspiracy a while back, and he said, subscribe to my top-level Patreon to hear my side of it. And when they asked, it was the Atticus exit. All he said was, it's just personal, man, and that thing happens. Imagine paying to the Patreon to hear him not say it.
Anything.
I'm turning off my mic. Look, I'm ranting. I'm gonna give it to one of y'all. It kills me. It kills me.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, they fall for it. He has a very dedicated fan base, and they'll pay for that. I mean, really, regardless if they say anything, right? And and to speaking to a point here, so I'll talk about Bandito here and all that.
Yeah, we did.
Don't I expect a shift starting to happen in GCW because, I mean, some people like Bandito aren't showing up just cause, and like half the people are upset with him. I mean, things are not. I don't think there's gonna be that green on the other side with GCW. To be perfectly honest.
And here's the other thing: their fan base turned on Bandito.
What?
You know, their fan base turned on Bandito when he did that. They were like, "Oh, no show in GCW events. That's real fucking class act." No one knew. All he said was, "I didn't go. I didn't go." Like, that guy could be super fucking private. He could be super fucking private and just be like, I didn't go, you know? And they blasted him before they found out that he was okay. What if he was dead? What if he was dead?
Missing, injured, coma, like in a wreck, in a ditch somewhere. Like,
because they don't care.
What a prick! $900.
Right?
Fucking,
$900.
Fuck that guy.
Go fuck yourself for your $900.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, because we talk about hypnotize and whatever, and just coming from someone that's definitely not as entrenched in that in GCW as y'all are, being me. Like, I don't follow as much, not even close. But the only thing that kind of intrigued me was, like, being able to see Nick Gage, like Nick Gage this, Nick Gage that. And I think he's still being trotted out there. I wonder, like, how much is that the factor that people still give a fuck about Brett? Like, the only reason Brett is anything is because of fucking Nick Gage, in my opinion, from the outside looking in and not knowing 50 other people that have wrestled for them. And I'm just wondering, like, what do you think that's in a factor of the loyalty and the whatever on the fan side?
Nick Gage is being carted around GCW like a 90-year-old praised prostitute.
He's Andre the Giant for Vince McMahon.
I mean, honestly, I want y'all to think about something. They put the title on Nick Gage, and Matt Tremont, and 2 of the matches him and Matt Tremont had as champions. Matt Tremont didn't show up. One of them, Nick Gage, had to take him on by himself. I think it was Nick Gage versus the Rejects by himself, maybe.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then the last match that they lost, Matt Tremont didn't come again. Nick Gage fought in a 3-way against Bussy and Dem Boys. And the Briscoe brothers beat Bussy to take the titles from Nick Gage, who was their partner. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't working. And it's just like, oh, Nick Gage is here, though. But Nick Gage, I think it's amazing that their fans love him that much. But
because it got me to go to Houston and see a death match because he was on the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a guy like me that's never been to a DCW show, never watched a DCW show hardly at all at that point. But I knew Nick Gage. I knew about Nick Gage. I wanted to see Nick Gage.
Yeah, and you lucked out too because the version you saw of Nick Gage is far superior than what we're seeing right now.
That was the last good version.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that still wasn't. I'm sure that still wasn't the peak, but I'm just saying, like,
it wasn't the peak for sure.
It's off the cliff. Like, it's off the cliff.
Nick Gage. That was great.
Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed it. I immensely enjoyed it. Like I said, I show off the tacks that are still in my chanclas that I'm wearing right now, like from the match. You know what I mean? Like, I still have them in there. I didn't never taken them out. But I'm just wondering, like, the nostalgia is because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I need to be able to depend on talent that's announced for a show, and this thing of like GCW, like losing talent on your show, marquee talent, this can be devastating. And this was 3.5 weeks out, 2.5 weeks out now.
Yeah.
That Wrestle Rave loses these guys. And we've ranted a lot about GCW. We've kind of got a lot of different tangents. For those of y'all who are watching, Wrestle Rave has put together still a great fucking card for the Death Triad. Replaced John Wayne Murdoch with Dale Patricks, motherfucking Dale Patricks. And then he replaced Sawyer Wreck with Casanova Valentine. So I think the Death Triad actually, in my opinion, may have gotten a little bit better. I love Casanova Valentine. I love Dale Patrick's energy. But it's still, it's definitely got me wondering, like, how many indie talent that are getting booked now and they're now officially unreliable.
Well, and it's like I said, I've had literally the conversation when I'm booking people for us, or for me, or for PPW, however you want to say it. It's only me. Where like, oh yeah, I'm down unless I get a call from GCW. Like I've had those words have literally been told to me. So I'm just like, well, fuck, and should I roll the dice or not? You know what I mean?
It didn't used to be that hard because GCW only booked, 20 to 22 shows a year, 1 or 2 a month.
Well, and then like
this year was to run 55 shows.
Yeah.
That's a show every weekend. And we're not even doing it that way. Most weekends they're just showing up and running 2 shows.
Yeah. And like I said, it's harder because like I book months ahead of time to get people before they're sewed up somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, and he hasn't even figured out what he's doing next week yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They fly it every 2-3 weeks. So that's the problem.
The show that they just lost, Wrestle Rapes had them booked before GCW even had that show named, announced. And you
exactly. And that's the hardest problem for the smaller indies, of course. But like most indies, we try to plan ahead of time.
Speaking of which, put that comment up there. We need to let. Hey, man.
No, man. I don't want to talk about it.
I feel it. I'm not gonna. But we need to
not there yet.
We need to get my man back down here, Justin Kyle. Somebody book it. And there's a couple people out here that would be really good to take on Justin Kyle.
Like them.
Lance Archer, Ryan Moonshine Mantell. Ryan Davidson versus Justin Kyle.
No, the big bear.
No more.
Moonshine's a Missouri talent now, technically, but
I hate that.
So you don't have no idea.
Fuck PCW. Let's move on. Let's talk PPW. Tell me what you got going on in Puro Pinche Wrestling, Josh.
We got a show coming up. The Return. I think we've mentioned
a lot of matches you announced this week.
Well, everything. We threw it all out there, and there's probably maybe more than that. But yeah, that's going down next Saturday. Boys and Girls Club. I did confirm also there will be alcohol available. Everyone keeps asking because like, oh,
yes,
have beer at Boys and Girls Club. I'm like, it's PPW. Like, what the fuck you think? No.
Oh shoot, it's okay.
No,
I'll have a couple Lone Stars in the car. Got to say,
available. They'll have Lone Stars.
Yeah, that
was part of the agreement for me. Yeah, it's like you have to sell Lone Star. So they're stocking up on. They better stock up on Lone Star. I told them. Yeah, so we can just run through it real quick.
I was gonna ask you. I want to talk to you about your motivation for a few of these matches.
So, first ever. So, why are y'all forgetting that Maddie won like 4 months before that? She won the PPW Women's title. Y'all talking for? Just saying.
Yeah, Albert. That's very true.
Maddie might be a little upset.
Men's champion.
Yeah.
That's why when Maddie said, I want to take on the first ever women's champ, going to take on the first ever men's champ, I was like, why is Maddie mad at me? What did I do?
You might still have to be involved.
Someone didn't tell Maddie either.
Might have to get you involved in the match because that's going to be the match that's happening is Maddie versus Chandler, champ versus champ for bragging rights. This titles aren't on the line.
Who's your money on that one, dude?
It's above. It's more than just titles. You know what I mean? Because they've both been just claiming that whenever, you know what I mean, when you're starting off in a company that's starting and launching and like never existed before, and then you're their champs, you're gonna take ownership, But they're both claiming to be the champ. I'm like, well, there's the champ is just that's a singular term, and there's two of y'all. I mean, I'm not a mathematician or anything, but like, there's a way we can solve that. Is let's just why don't y'all fight? You know what I mean? Like, go freaking have a match. So that's what we're gonna do.
Who's alpha?
Yeah.
Who do you think's winning this one, Angel?
You know what? Maddie's pretty. She's pretty wily, and I'd say she has a very good chance. But I think Chandler Hopkins is just I don't know. I don't want to say he's a veteran per se, but he's definitely a little longer. I think he has some tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, I think he has some tricks up his sleeve to counter a lot of her craziness. So I'll pick Chandler.
We're still in year 2 for Maddie in her career. Like, people
I know, it's crazy.
It's like she just started.
She's done so much.
It's like, this is like still in year 2. Yeah, and Chandler's been there, done that for a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I pick Chandler. I love Chandler. I love him. That's my boy. But Maddie taught me a long time ago never root against Maddie. I can't. Maddie put me on blast on Twitter one time.
Yeah.
No joke. Like 4 months after the fact.
Well, you had heat with her her parents before you even knew they were her parents. But the match said she won the title right in a parking lot.
That's how I met her dad. I
Yeah.
was just like standing next to her car. I'm like, Maddie's.
And they're parked
And he
next.
was like, hey, you know that Maddie? I was like, no. Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
And now we have the greatest broship ever at shows.
Yeah, because he's amazing. Her parents are amazing. Yeah, it's gonna be a great match. I mean, I'm not gonna give my opinion, of course, but I think it's a great match and hope everybody enjoys it.
Man,
it's gonna be great. Regardless, it's gonna be great.
You got to pick, Josh.
It's tough.
All right.
It's tough. I'm not. It's hard, being on this side of it. I gotta stay neutral. Another match though that seemed to be getting a little bit of buzz, and I think personally when I booked it, it's gonna be probably the match of the night. It's Matthias Suarez versus Khan. Khan's been blowing up.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, guest of the show, like he's been on the show before too. I think that's gonna be the match of the night. Personally, what's y'all's thoughts on those? Matthias Suarez, I mean, he had a good showing at the Mania weekend on the GCWA does Dallas, that scramble. He went over on that. And that kid works hard. Literally, I mean, he's a freaking medic and a wrestler. Like he's a full-time medic. And
my money's on Khan.
My money's on Khan too, though.
Yeah.
I've been So I have a friend who wrestles out of Maryland, and he's told me about Khan even before he came to the scene. Yeah, it's like
that's where Moses still is.
It really started because I saw a clip of him and I thought it was my friend because they look exactly alike. I'll show you guys in the chat later. They look exactly alike. So he was telling me about this guy. He's like, yeah, but he's actually good. Not like me. So I like, let me check him out. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I started seeing him Ring of Honor.
He's young in the game too. That's the funny thing. Like he's like what, year 4?
Yeah. No, he's.
You know who I thought Khan was at first? And I feel terrible. Please don't hate me. I was way out of my mind. I thought it was Big Daddy Yum Yum. When I first saw it, because Khan is so new. And if you remember, Big Daddy Yum Yum got Me Too'd right at the beginning of the pandemic. Yeah. And then like 6-7 months later, there's tall black guy in the scene with dreads. I was like, Daddy Yum Yum's back. And somebody said, no, it's Khan. I was like, sure enough.
I mean,
when you see him in person, you'll know he's much shorter. He's much shorter than
nice. But he's very light.
He's much shorter and bigger. Yeah,
he's so because he looks so mean. His gimmick is like
better,
tough and hard with like when he did Shane Taylor promotions. But then you meet him, he's like, hi.
Yeah, when we interviewed him, he was just
great.
Such a cool
fucking dude. Favorites.
Yeah, that was one of the best friggin' interviews we've ever done. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a great match. I hope people aren't underestimating Matthias Suarez, the local. I mean, he's Corpus, but
Speaking of another local, talk to me about Josh Galvan versus Dimitri Alexandrov. Where's your motivation for that one?
I said the whole thing. Let's roll back. Is why does PPW exist? Like I kind of jokingly said last week. It says there's no wrestling around here other than GCWA when they run, but like there's nothing in Kingsville, so let's make our own. But not only that, to show that we can have shows in Kingsville, but there's talent around here. You know what I'm saying? That's why Matthias Suarez is going against Khan from Corpus. That's why I put in Josh Galvan against Dimitri Alexandrov.
Oh, it's smart.
Like put the local guys against guys that are known and in the business, and let's see what they got. You know what I mean?
But see, my thing about your matchup here is I think that these two have a very, very similar style of wrestling. Like people don't appreciate Dimitri Alexandrov enough, and just how vast his moveset is, and all the shit like explosion, like all this crazy shit he does. And Josh Galvan is actually a really he's
athletic, big guy.
That style very well because he's a big guy that can move fast. He's got technical. He's got a brawler style. He knows this match to me, Bear Fighter versus Josh Galvan, does have a potential to be a show stealer.
Yeah, I think so too. And like I said, and it's just putting, I mean, like I said, they're Corpus people, but I mean, that's our area. This is Coastal Bend is what we'll call it down here. And got to put them up against the names in Texas, see what they got.
I love that match. I'm so excited about that match.
I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think all the matches are going to be great. It's like I booked this one match, but it sucks. It's fucking stupid.
One of these matches I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who fucking booked this.
Right there, Biss. And coming from Biss, he knows a thing or two.
Big.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, hope Josh sees that. Josh is usually watching, or they usually are training sometimes on Thursday nights. But sometimes they put it on the screen, so they might be watching.
I first saw Josh Galvan at PPW. And it was actually specifically his charisma and the way he acted and the way he composed himself throughout.
Oh, when he answered the open challenge from Brand,
it was awesome.
Mickey.
Like I thought, like it was great because when he came walk through the curtain, I'd never seen him before, and he was local. So I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I mean, not in a bad way, but I was just like, I don't know. And he killed it, and like watching him ever since.
4-minute match.
Crazy, man. Like, so I'm
4
super
minutes.
excited about him versus Dimitri because I agree that this is Josh Galvano is a guy you'll be seeing for a long time. So it's exciting to see the now, which is Dimitri before he moves on to the next step, which
third generation wrestler.
Right.
I mean,
you're watching the future fight the present of the indies because Dimitri's going to go on and Josh is going to step up. Man, god damn.
Yeah.
We're going to kick him out of the Baracho crew.
Took the energy out of the.
Thanks, Albert. Man, sucked the whole wind out of our sails.
So the big match, though, I guess that, because I always like, crowning new champions is kind of exciting thing because then it's like the first ever. So we're having the four-way for the tag titles. That seems to get there's been a lot of, what do you call it? Like social media engagement. So I don't know.
It has been,
comments and stuff like, what are you coming for? I saw a lot of people that are coming for this, that, and to see Royal Taxation get their titles. And it was like, man, everyone just written off Jurassic Park and Team Hybrid.
And then don't forget
whoever the fuck Nastico's bringing.
I'm hoping Dos Camachos, the baby faces, go Dos Camachos.
Just anybody affiliated with Nastico, I just not a fan.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. If it's anyone else, I'm gonna boo him. But if it's them,
it's probably gonna be who's he? Muerto Inferno and Andrea Leon.
Alejandro Leon. Yeah, he's already been at PPW, but yeah.
Right. Those two would make sense. Nastico doesn't have shit. They're not winning. I don't buy into Jurassic Park winning the title either. Not because I'm doubting Jurassic Park. I just think Royal Taxation is the craftiest team in the ring. We've seen Royal Taxation run roughshod over PPW since they showed up. And Richie's always kind of one step ahead of the fans. He's always trying to outsmart the fans, outsmart the other talent. I see Royal Taxation walking into PPW with a plan.
So the fact that neither one of them ever won a match doesn't matter to anything. They've never won a match. They've lost in every match.
Their first match was a triple threat, wasn't it?
Their first match, what? Well, no, they were in the Mas Chingon match.
The Rumble.
Yeah,
it was basically a Rumble.
Yeah.
A lot of guys lost that match, Josh.
Yeah.
Can't hold them for that.
Yeah, they both lost that. And then, of course, like we were just talking about, I mean, Brandon had an open challenge and Josh Gavlan answered it. And the guy, no one even knew who they were and beat him in 4 minutes. So none of that factors in? Okay.
No, I mean,
they haven't had somehow. They haven't had a tag match. Yeah.
So. They haven't. See, and Richie works best in tag match.
They've been apart. When you bring them together, that's when the taxation comes in. There's no taxation without representation. Someone tag Richie. Please, someone tell them I said that. That was the greatest line I've ever put up. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you almost were out of here. I almost put you in timeout for that one.
That was the most clever shit I ever said.
That was horrible.
That was clever. Okay.
Actually been Royal Taxation. So I said there's no taxation without representation. Now they are them, and everybody's about to pay the tax, and they're getting their titles. No one gets paid before Royal Taxation gets paid.
So then, I mean, and Team Hybrid's just not even a factor, huh?
Man, okay, so
they got a legit.
We saw Crowley take apart Team Hybrid last PPW. So no, I'm not buying into Team Hybrid.
But Jesse James is actually in the match this time instead of just on the side, and he's the legit, black belt Brazilian.
I've also been following Simply Lost, so I'm still not buying into Team Hybrid, even with Jesse James involved in the match. Love it, Roy Taxation.
That guy can snatch an arm out of anywhere, man. I've seen that.
That's very true. Please don't.
When you least expect it.
My vote is not like prejudicial or anything. I'm just rooting for Royal Taxation. Please don't kick me in the face on your way out.
Yeah.
You're always messing with me at PPW. You see Insane Pie face me one time?
I mean, in all fairness, Brad, you kind of do bring it upon yourself, though.
And then Richie jumped in your lap, too, didn't he?
That was nice. Remember that time Alex Arsenal untied your shoe, Angel? Shut your mouth.
What a dick move. I still got heat with him.
See, that's what y'all people. If y'all watching, y'all ain't got y'all's tickets yet. These are the type of things you miss if you don't come to a PPW show. So get your tickets
Next weekend.
next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Again, Boys and Girls Club though, not at the KC Hall. A new venue. Give it a shot.
R.I.P. Cornfield.
New ring, new venue, new everything. The return. It's like a rebirth. So what other matches we're going to talk about? I mean, you mentioned Crowley. Crowley's going up against Drew Dredd. They've been going back and forth with on social media because they've had some matches.
I'm a big fan of both of these guys. I like Drew's work. I also think Crowley's unstoppable. I think Crowley picks up the win here just because the cult of Crowley keeps on rolling. But man, Drew's been killing it lately too, man. Like I'm super excited to see where he goes as well.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm waiting to see because waiting for his response from the promo that Drew Dredd put together because that was pretty impressive, man. We touched on it a little bit last week when he had just dropped it. You know, Crowley's not going to go unheard. I mean, he's made some comments, but you know, there's got to be more coming. So I would keep my eyes on that.
This one's going to get intense.
Yeah, I mean, they got history. Like that's not we're not throwing any of these together. Like this isn't thrown together like the other matches. You know, trying to get. But they have a history, and it's like let's just get it settled. You know what I mean? Just like you said, I mean, like we said, Maddie and Chandler. Let's get it settled. Fight. Like in the ring. Have a match.
Right.
Someone's gonna win. Someone's gonna lose. The unknown thing though is who do we think is gonna be answering the open challenge? Bryson Scott has put out a challenge for a First Blood match.
Oh, First Blood.
Yeah, for the Mosh Jingle title because you know there's always an open challenge at a PPW show.
Yeah.
For the Mosh Jingle, that's part of the title, but they get to pick what type of match. So who would y'all like to see answer that challenge? I mean, because we won't know until next Saturday, but.
I would really like to see Luchador Insane answer that one.
I was about to say that. You know what? That was actually my first thought.
So would a masked wrestler have an unfair advantage in a First Blood match?
Nope. We've seen it before. We've seen this before. They have First Blood. They kind of have First Blood matches in Mexico from time to time.
But that's with mask and mask. But I'm saying someone without a mask versus somebody with a mask. Don't you think the person with the mask has an advantage?
Mankind was in definitely an advantage. Huge advantage.
That's what I meant.
But you know what though? I think Bryson will accept that challenge.
He doesn't have a choice.
No. I mean, not like he has a but I think he'll see that and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I can to make this motherfucker bleed. Okay, for sure.
Well, you want to come in with a mask? That title, that's for sure.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, he don't want to let go of that title.
I like that guess.
Masada.
Also, Remedy has been making some weird conversation on Facebook that he might be back. And
really?
Remedy does hardcore.
And he's PPW
alum. So it's possible it could be Remedy.
Had to use him to take care of your royal taxation people too.
Oh, he did do that. That was rude.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Masada would be dope though.
It would.
The boss has ways of doing things sometimes. I gotta say though, that was a pretty cool moment. Whenever when I feel sick, what do you need? A remedy.
A remedy.
And then he just fucking destroyed him. It was amazing.
Stop replaying that moment.
Good times.
It was such great. Yeah, I don't like road taxation's chances, man. It's crazy.
Not listening.
Ruben
Steel. That's a good guess. It's
that breaks my heart. But yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, but yeah.
Justin Kyle.
Man, that would be crazy if he randomly shows up. I will never hear the end of it.
Justin Kyle.
Man.
Book Justin Kyle. Book it. Justin Kyle, if you're out there, Bryson's been talking shit. He said, find him at PPW April 23rd if you want some of this. And then he said, bitch. And I'm pretty sure it was at you. Oh, sorry.
Maybe Brad should answer the challenge.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad. Hey, you're motivated right now.
I know, we're getting me hyped up.
I know.
Shit, PPW champion. You'd be the first one to have 2 titles as PPW.
Yeah,
I'd be terrified to fight a guy like Bryson.
I would be too. I'm twice his size, and
there are a lot of wrestlers that might try. Bryson's not one of them. Just not today.
Nope. Like I said, I'm twice as big as him. Nope. No thanks.
Oh man,
Oh man, yeah. So
that's gonna be fun.
might forget anything that we've announced. Got to make sure I don't say
Yeah,
more
I
than I
remember now. I think we've covered a lot of it.
Of the matches,
I think for the PPW, I think that's it.
I think
Let me
so.
see.
I'm looking for stuff, buddy.
We got. Yep, that's it. Yeah. So hopefully everybody gets your tickets. People have been asking too the difference VIP, front row, GA. VIP, you get a T-shirt and a signed poster by all the talent. Front row, you get front row. Kind of totally two different things. So just to be clear, if y'all are watching, I've had a lot of people messaging asking for clarification on that. So if you're watching,
Makes sense.
VIP, you get cool shit. Front row, you get front row. GA, you get to sit wherever there's this fucking spot when you get there. Pretty simple. Yeah. Oh, students and veterans though, $10. People don't. I think that goes with overlooked. If you're a veteran or currently enlisted or serving, I should say.
Good on you.
$10. Yeah, half off GA. That's forever. Like every show we do, that's a forever thing. And also, we're a college town, so of course we're going to cater to students as well, because we are a small college town. Yeah. So hope to see y'all all there. What else we got?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got a couple of rants. I do have one in that. Then talk about a little bit of Evo in New Japan too. But first, the first rant, I was going to talk about it.
You said it, so I got to do it already. Go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna wait a little bit, but I want to go to a little rant first.
It's never too early.
That's you know, but you know, so we're kind of talking about, you know, like shitty promoters and whatnot, and you know what, I had to look this up because I blocked that out of my mind because this dude means nothing to me. But Adam Scherr, he's running he runs this thing called CYN.
Well, he's kind of runs.
He kind of runs.
He acts like he runs.
He does, yeah. He's like their official voice, right? And
he's the loudest mouth. He's not.
He is. Now for those
nothing.
Yeah, he is. For those that don't remember Braun Strowman, Adam Schreier, during the pandemic or before the pandemic, I forget when the comments were made. He made a comment just bashing the indies, basically talking shit about indie wrestling and shit
during COVID, when people are struggling to get booking fees of any kind.
Talking shit about indie wrestling, saying indie wrestling shit and all that. I don't remember the exact comments. I'm sure JP fucking has it memorized and whatnot. But so ironically, he got released, and more irony, he's running a promotion with EC3. Now, mind you, he did the show. They were running shows prior to all this is happening, but then some social media stuff happened, right? Now, it is interesting because for all the hype that they're having.
No, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Yeah. So for all the stuff that's happening with them, I was like, you know what? Let me look up what happened during WrestleMania weekend, just see what happened. I couldn't find a single review on it. I found reviews for the most obscure wrestling shows.
12 people there, that's why.
Yeah, I'm sure, exactly, right? So I would think this guy will kind of humble himself, kind of just, you know, just like, hey, I'm trying to cater, right?
Like a dumb fuck.
Dumb like the motherfucker. So this fool says CY ain't the indies.
Yeah.
What?
Like, oh, you're hating on the indies, and now you're on it. It's like CYN's not the indies. It's like, what are?
Who the fuck are you? Who is he catering to? Like, who is he catering to? I don't understand. Of what is their purpose? I don't like. Okay, so you're not catering to the indies, which is what you are. You're not AEW. Which, by the way, he made some comments saying AEW better be careful. Whatever. Shut up.
They're scared.
They're very scared of them, right?
Look
but then
because they're a challenge. I think he said something about they're worried because CYN's a challenge. Because they asked him why aren't they AEW isn't letting people work CYN shows, and he's like, no, it's because we're a competitor or we're a challenge or some bullshit.
No, I don't understand the delusion. Like this. I don't understand what is their purpose. Every promotion, whether it's PPW, whether it's Inspire, whether it's Revolver, any type of any promotion has something they bring to the table. I don't know what they bring, but he talks like he brings something to the table.
Well, that's the thing is like EC3's initial thing. I was kind of down
Yes,
with
I
it. You know what
like
I'm saying?
EC3.
And him saying it's like, okay, and we're banning these 3 moves and we're banning this
Yeah.
stuff. That's fine. Have your own thing,
Yeah.
but also know who you are. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
still know who you are. Like you're fucking indie. Like you're the
Exactly.
same thing.
So who?
You're not any of what he says. And changing now back to sure. Like everything he says is fucking stupid.
It is, and honestly, I ignore most of it. But then I see dumb people run with this shit, and it just boggles my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, this is somewhere I goes like wrestlers should have social media training. They just have some type of training to know how to interact with people
They
online,
do. They do.
because
At the E, they do, and it's sad because that's where he was for a long time. He
exactly.
must have skipped those classes.
Must have so hard because he's like you're actually pushing away. Like when you look at some of the wrestlers they have on there, like they have some wrestlers I'm interested in. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't want to support that because he is a major guy that talks on it, and f him. Like it's
Well,
no
he's
look at
supposedly their
that.
big get. He was their big surprise or whatever. I was like, man, EC3 is better than he'll ever be.
And the funny thing is, right? They did this whole stuff
Does
in
he
Ring
still go
of
by
Honor.
EC3? He does, right?
Say what?
He still goes by EC3, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's good.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the production stuff they do on YouTube is interesting, but I will never support them because this clown. And the funny part is that their whole big like coming out party was a Ring of Honor show, and there's no way the Ring of Honor is ever going to bring him back. So there are
Especially
in this,
now. Yeah.
yeah, especially now.
Tony Khan owns it. Yeah.
So basically they're in this.
Never say never.
Well, no, I think Tony Khan has shown like when it comes to
Adam
like
sure isn't.
Never
yeah.
stop saying never.
You know what? That's fair. You know what? That's fair. Wrestling is
Then
wrestling.
they also booked Austin Aries, right? Isn't that part of what one of our rants too?
Yes.
That was that was another mistake.
Yes.
Like EC3, like I said, when he was planning it and it was him saying what it was going to be, I was interested.
Yeah.
And then everything he's done since, it's just made me not interested anymore.
Yeah, dude. It's
we were down until you got all the weird people involved.
So you got the fucking guys that nobody wanted for some reason. Like, hey, look at all these cool guys that are available. Oh, wait, because nobody wants them.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. Like
people want EC3, I bet. Like if it wasn't for that, he could have gone anywhere he wanted to. EC3 could have.
He could have, yeah.
I mean, before this, like rewind before this, yeah.
Honestly, now I'm curious to see how long they last. I mean, they got this weird TV promotion, and like someone said, they have donors from from somewhere. It doesn't matter, but
promotion? They have a TV deal now.
Okay, so it's like some obscure.
It's through like a media company.
It's like a media company.
That
they did the whole VIP thing where if you bought a ticket, you could go into their rant room.
You
got 3 minutes to yell at a wrestler and say whatever you want, and one person did it.
One person did it. I was trying. So I was looking up because I wanted to see who would actually do it. Mind you, for free.
Who do they ran against?
I want to say they chose Austin Aries.
Austin Aries, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, but you essentially so you rant about Austin Aries, but yeah, you gave him money by going into the rant room. I mean, smart. I mean, you know.
I don't know what they said.
I know, like what would you like? I don't think I'm that passionate against a particular wrestler that I really want to pay to talk trash to. Like, you know, like
it was probably a fan who was just like, I'm just gonna get in there and get 30 minutes of Aries to myself.
A fan of his before he showed his ass.
Oh yeah,
a couple years ago. Yeah, because I used to be one of them. I used to be an Austin Aries fan.
I used to be a huge Austin Aries fan, dude. I loved Austin Aries. Even after he did that stupid promo on MLW when he was like, I've never been a heavyweight in my life. That's why I'm going for the middleweight. I'm like, what? Like, why would you bury your career and bury every title you've ever won?
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways.
Now, when he no-sold the finish with Johnny, that's when I...
That was awful. But
yeah, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. But enough about schmucks. Let's talk about New Japan, because I just want to say that New Japan is starting lately feel like New Japan again, which is exciting. So hold on, buddy. Hold on a second, buddy. See, he likes to talk to me when I'm about to, start going to stuff. Anyways, so
they say you talk about evil in a good way.
Oh no, exactly. So he knows that it's like evil, right? So over this weekend they had Hyper Battle, right? And I can honestly say, I didn't watch some of the lower cards, but overall the shows are feeling like New Japan again. It's not really just nonstop multi-mans anymore. Like we're actually getting some really good wrestling. And even in the match with Evil and Hiromu, it was all right. I mean, yeah, your shenanigans. Yeah, your shenanigans. But but it was cool though. Even though Hiromu lost, the next person coming up now is Tamatanga. So now it's gonna be Tamatanga versus Evil. So that's exciting because that's continuing this whole Bullet Club nonsense is happening. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that, right? So next, the other thing another want to talk about is that I'm excited that excuse me, that Taichi is now the KOPW, the King of Pro Wrestling champion. He
Nice.
beat he beat Toriano in a no ring match. Essentially, it was a sumo match.
No
So
ring death match.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. But with sumo, it's basically you get knocked out. That's what happened. You get knocked out. For a lot of people don't know, like if you look at Taichi has a lot of sumo based attack because he's a huge sumo fan. So it made sense for him to win it. Uh, I don't know what they're gonna do. Supposedly Taichi says he's gonna bring prestige to the KOPW. Uh, I'm not gonna believe that until I see it. Because I thought Suzuki was gonna do that, and then we got a dog kennel match. So we'll see. We'll see what Taichi does, but I'm excited to see something different with that. Also, the Team 69, Masawato and Taguchi, they beat the pretty fucking tag team, whatever. Again, I'm loving this tag team. They're 69 because they're Taguchi loves 69 for some reason. I don't know why, and he happens to be the 69th junior heavyweight tag team champions. So it's all just comes together, right? So if you want to buy a 69 shirt, you can buy a New Japan. It might be overpriced by $30 plus shipping. And then if you want soft, but it has big 69 on your chest. So you can let everyone know that you are a Taguchi fan by wearing 69. Because that is the first thing people are gonna think of when they see your 69 shirt. So definitely go buy that shirt. Support Taguchi. Another big notable thing that happened. So now unfortunately vacated the US Heavyweight Championship. So if I remember correctly, it's gonna be Tanahashi versus Osprey. Is that correct, JP? Let's see. I forget. He'll tell me in a second. But so Taichi and also the next match is gonna be Taichi and Shingo for the KOPW. So again, what's gonna happen with that? I don't know, but it's gonna be great. I'm excited for that. Then Okada beat Zack Sabre Jr. I was really rooting for Zack Sabre Jr. and the crowd was too. The crowd
Yeah,
was really hoping for Zack Sabre Jr. But
understandably.
yeah, but it's Okada's time, man. It's gonna be a long Okada reign, and I mean, just strap in. And what's important now is that he's beating everyone with one rainmaker. So this whole stuff of him doing like
Just one leg drop,
multiple
you mean?
rainmakers, like no, it's one rainmaker. Boom, you're done. You're done, which is great. So
Leg
I'm
drop.
excited. I'm excited with New Japan. New Japan's very exciting, and and also another news with New Japan bringing a little bit AEW. So AEW not only do they have a deal with DDT, which again for it's a little bit of rant for people that think DDT is just only comedy wrestling. You're gonna be you're sadly mistaken. And when you start seeing some DDT wrestlers come to New Japan to AEW, you're gonna watch some of the best wrestlers in there because DDT is great. I love DDT. So, but not only does AEW have a connection with DDT, but now AEW Dynamite, and I don't know about Rampage, but I know for sure Dynamite is being shown on New Japan World, and is
Oh,
being commentated by Shingo and
oh yeah, I knew that.
some other guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And from the first show that someone translated his comments, they're raving about it, saying Shingo is a
Oh,
great
he looks like a fucking
he's
mark.
Yep, he's a mark for AEW. He loves what's happening
Yeah,
there. So it's just another for people that keeps
it
this
was
nonsense that
it was nice
AEW is
to
gonna
read that.
die, AEW is
Yeah,
gonna go away. They're making some massive deals. Hell, we
who's
saw
saying that?
yeah. Oh,
He's fucking buying up everything. That motherfucker's got more money than WWE does.
exactly
Ain't going
for
nowhere.
for sure. But
They could buy three WWEs and still have enough to fucking run AEW with all the money that fucking dude does had.
exactly.
Fuck out.
So
AEW ain't going nowhere.
Yep. And like I say, Chicken versus Tai Chi is gonna be great. So that's happening. I mean, that was a great time to be back into Japanese wrestling. For the, even Stardom is great. What's her name? GP. Remind me her name. She was one of the three top wrestlers. It was Io Shirai. Kairi Hojo. That a lot of people remember is Kairi Sane. She now is with Stardom again and is
Oh,
having
nice.
some great matches.
I love
Yeah.
her.
So for Bill Wonder,
I
what
didn't know her.
happened to
I only knew her from her state's name.
yeah, Kairi Sane. So she's Kairi Hojo. She started from Stardom, and so she went to Japan to become a WWE ambassador. But WWE lost their TV deal in Japan, and no one would sell their promotion to WWE, so they just left Japan. So thus leaving Kairi Sane to go back to Stardom, and she's having great matches. So check that out. All
That's elbow
Japan.
drop off the top rope.
Yep. Oh
Below.
yeah, one of the
I love
best
it.
elbow drops I've ever got.
Ever.
Love it.
Ever.
Love it. Love it.
Like,
Love it.
not just now, like ever. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. All Japan has a championship carnival. Check that out. Noah. When am I going to talk about Noah? Because I don't like old wrestlers like that. But regardless,
is that where Ninja Max going?
say what? Yes,
Is it-
that's when Ninja Max going. When
He's
Ninja
posted a
Max
lot
shows
more,
up,
he's
yeah,
posted
when
a lot
Ninja
more
Max
about
shows
that.
up, I will gladly restart my Wrestle Universe account again. Until then, I'm gonna wait because that's a promotion I'm very unhappy with right now. But that's okay because I have New Japan and New Japan's back. So hey, there you go. So for those that are wondering to get if they went to get into New Japan, now's the time to get back into because with all this now visas are start being processed again by foreign wrestlers.
Yeah,
So
that's what's making it. Yeah, that's a big deal.
yes. Now I think it's too soon for AEW. So I would not expect any AEW wrestlers, honestly. I would expect some more New Japan strong guys. Like for example, what's fucking they call him Daddy, call him Big Daddy. What's his name? Fucking. Anyways, I forget his name, but yeah. Anyways, but big indie guy. He's from New York and all that.
Oh.
Just got signed to New Japan. You can expect Narita. You can expect a lot of the New Japan strong guys that have been built strong to show up to Japan. So that's gonna be exciting. And they're also running a show in Chicago, I believe, next week. It's gonna be and
He's
it's
saying
being
Tom
headlined.
Lawler. Did you mean Dirty, not Daddy?
Dirty? No. Wait,
Tom Lawler?
No, not Tom Lawler. No.
Okay.
But yeah, Tom
No, 'cause
Lawler.
He said
Yeah.
Daddy, but yeah, that's Dirty.
Chris.
Filthy Tom Lawler.
Filthy.
Chris Dickinson. Thank you. Chris Dickinson.
Yeah.
There we go, Chris Dickinson.
Filthy
Yeah,
and
which is
dirty.
super exciting. So for anyone that's ever talked with Chris Dickinson or
Daddy.
for anyone has just talked to Chris Dickinson on the side or just seen him wrestle, he's a huge Japanese mark, like massive mark. So I'm super excited to see him in New Japan. So it's gonna be great. New Japan is coming back. Best of Super Juniors. It's gonna be next tournament coming up. I mean, hey, now if you're looking at time to get into New Japan, this is the time. Plus, Evo might do some stuff, and whatever.
And
But
change
still,
your life forever for the better. Yep.
exactly.
Great.
And I was gonna point out that that AEW main event of Samoa Joe versus Suzuki. That's beautiful.
If only we had someone to cover that.
That's so beautiful.
We good.
I know. I don't know why she's not here, but I'm gonna connect it because it's New Japan.
Injury to child is why she's not here.
Yeah.
So
It's
understandable.
okay. I mean, she chose a child over our show. It's okay.
I would. I would dump all y'all for my kids right now. Just let y'all know. Yeah.
I would too. I mean, he's over there eating pizza, but I think I got another like 20 minutes. But no, that Suzuki versus Joe is it's just is everything what I imagined. It's just
that's can't miss. Like those two guys just can't miss.
I love wrestling. Like it's just like I see the complaints of like no matter what aisle you're into, man. This is in my opinion the best time. This is like Joe versus Suzuki. Like he's serious. And it actually lived up and more to the expectations.
Yeah, with a lot of eyes on it on TV with a good cable channel. Like
for sure. Yeah,
it's cool times.
Yeah,
very cool, awesome. Well, let's just get up to what we do at the end.
Oh shit! Right.
Okay, let's do some Mount Rushmore. We're doing faces. Was it category topic?
Top faces this week.
Yeah, I'll go first because I probably broke some rules. So
what?
because we didn't really clarify if it had to be an individual or a group or a team or
Oh yeah, we didn't.
or and one of mine is a family actually.
I mean, that's
Um,
fair. No, it's fair. I know what you're gonna say.
so
I'd
I'm
say
gonna
it's
start
allowed.
with my well, yeah, that's why I'm going first, so I'll get them out of the way. Um, so I'll start with the to me, especially from Texas and growing up from the time that I did, the Von Erichs were the
Yep.
faces of all faces, like heroes of Texas. Everywhere they went, I mean, they were getting like totally borderline raped on their way to the ring. Every match they would go to, like women.
I've seen the videos.
It's so bad. I mean,
Yeah.
their clothes getting ripped off, like yeah, tongues down their throats. It was a rough life for them.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Buddy,
so that's
10 minutes, okay.
to me, they go on my Mount Rushmore as a whole. So I don't know if that because otherwise that's more than four. So it's however you
No,
want to do it.
but honestly, you
I
can't
say
just
it's the
pick
Von
one
Erich.
Von Erich.
Yeah.
Like
If I had to, it'd
it's
be
a
Carrie,
package.
but if I had to, it'd be Carrie. But yeah. So then from there, then I kind of stick it on. It's like the team. It's a tag team, which I think is like probably the most decorated. Maybe I don't know if decorated is the right word, but face tag team. When I think of baby face tag team, I think of Rock and Roll Express. I mean, they're always the face. I mean, they've just been they had a little short run as a heel, but it just doesn't work.
Really?
In person, you know, they kind of can be heels, but in
Touche.
the faces there. So then to round out, Rey Mysterio is going to be third on my list. Rey, and plus, I mean, he's just an adamant face and said, like he's literally said, and I mentioned it before, he would never even he won't do a heel gimmick. He said the little teasing that they've done of it before, he's like, "Man, I'm never going to do that." And then the face, the main one, which would be my number one if we were ranking these, would be Sting. Sting's my number one face of all time, and that's my four.
That's pretty decent.
Also, I had a family and a tag team and two individuals, so I figured I'm gonna go first, just in case that's not allowed.
I mean, it's your show, so I think you can set the parameters there.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
reckon roll. Who's next?
go
We don't
ahead,
have
Brad.
only
Let's
two
just
go.
go down the.
All right. So, as a deathmatch hardcore fan that I've always been, my number one was Mick Foley.
Nice.
I actually put him at the top. I know that there was very small times in his career where he played a heel, but it never stuck just because fans just couldn't boo him. Like even his heel gimmick of Mankind eventually became face, and almost no one remembers when he was supposed to be a heel.
Yeah.
So that was.
He was a pretty vicious heel too. Like he tried.
Yeah.
He tried.
Yeah. AJ Styles. When AJ Styles is a face, he can carry an entire company behind him, and very few people can do that, man.
100%.
And it just his early Impact days are amazing, man. Like early TNA, so crazy. If y'all haven't seen AJ Styles, and I'm not talking about Impact, I'm talking about old school NWA TNA stuff. 6-sided ring back in the Asylum before the 6-sided ring. AJ Styles was crazy good.
Yeah, I got some DVDs back here. I can we can play.
Yeah, crazy good face. I also had Rey Mysterio for a lot of the same reasons you had him. And just for, again, I wanted to pick people that were face, had owned the role, had not tried to monopolize on their faceness to make them a heel in the business, even though they were face to fans. Yeah. I chose Okada. I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, everybody in wrestling knows who Okada is. Like that's
the definition
of a good face. So
I like it. That's a curveball. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, no, that was
nice.
Shit,
I like it.
That threw me off. That threw me off guard. Shit.
I like it when that happens.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go. This. So for me, so of course it starts with Eddie Guerrero. I'm joking. I'll fuck with you. Not fuck with you.
With that.
I just wanted to see your reaction real quick. I think for me, the first one, Stone Cold. He did do that little thing, and he's kind of like anti-hero. But I mean, hero come on now. When you get the pop like that, and he'll always be like one of my top baby faces. So him. Next is Carlos Colon. So a lot of people only know him just because of the scandal, unfortunately, that happened in Puerto Rico. But if you're a young kid if you're a young kid in Puerto Rico during his time, he was the Hulk Hogan, the Ric Flair, the everything combined. Like there was very few people that I could say held a crowd like Carlos Colon had, like in Puerto Rico. Like it's amazing. Like, and he was still a borderline. He's still a celebrity down there. Like he's still on TV, does random stuff. Does some charity stuff. So, definitely had to pick him.
Nice.
I will say my okay, come on. My next one is Tommy Dreamer. And really his ECW run. I feel like outside, he's kind of here to. But I'm telling you right now, his ECW run.
Oh, that was a face run. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's one of those, like he when you're so over that you don't need the belt, and you legitimately, like, he like, I never want to beat Raven. I never want to beat Raven, and yet he was still over. No matter how many times he lost, he was always. It was one of those, like,
Yep.
you have to be there. It was great. And then my last one is Tanahashi. Now I do appreciate Okada. Okada can be kind of a dick babyface. Tanahashi is, listen. This guy is such a babyface. Let me tell you right now that when the whole pandemic happened and they're allowing fans to come back and people like were clapping, he legit like would go and just hug, but he would hug himself. Like, he would point to the guy and people, kids, and hug himself, right? And he would have tears in his eyes because he wanted to touch he wanted the fans to touch him. He's the guy that, like, so fans will give him his towel. He'll wipe his sweat off just so he can give it back to the fans. Like, that's how much of a babyface this guy. Like, this guy is about the life. Now, mind you, he's had some heel runs in All Japan and all that, but for sure he is 100% a babyface. And for me, I mean, if you want to look at a babyface, that modern babyface that just knows it, that feels it in its core, it's Tanahashi. So,
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I cannot disagree with any of them. It's kind of boring when we all agree on everything.
I think I got next week's talent already, or next week's Rushmore.
Oh, what is it?
Celebrities in wrestling.
Ooh, okay. So,
Okay,
I want to put some caveats, or
Okay.
to find out. Let's clarify. Do they have to have worked a match, or they just appearances?
Nah, famous people that were a part of or in wrestling. I think that it's bonus points if your talent was a wrestler. It's going to be really, like, I'm not going to tell you that Cyndi Lauper should be doing better than, per se, Johnny Knoxville or something like that. But
sure.
I'm not also going to say that you had to be in a match to
Like
be
Pete Rose,
a top.
Pete Rose, Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Sure, celebrity at wrestling. If that's what's on your rush, there he is, banned. Celebrities in wrestling in any capacity, but they had to be
the only
like,
way we can lead to the end of the show.
Part of a show.
Blue Mango with its craziness. I love it. Cool.
That's us.
On it. Awesome. Another one in the books.
See you next week, folks.
See ya.